Hello, my name's Fox, not so hey, and I'm at Fox, and okay, I haven't seen any spoilers yet. There's kind of like people like posting some shit on there, and I'm like, nope. I scroll away real quick because this is a fight I actually really, really want to see because I love Miles. I love Miles. If there was ever, someone, somebody wanted to cast a, someone who is literally the same ethnicity on both things and literally has a dad who looks like his dad in like the Spider-Verse movies, who's a cop, and a mom who looks like the mom, and I would play Miles. You could put makeup on me if it helps me. If I look too old, I don't know. I would love to play Miles Morales. I even have the actual hair of a Puerto Rican. In any case, yeah, some people got mad at like one of the first trailers for Spider-Verse, the second Spider-Verse movie. Like he had like looser curls, and I'm like. Literally, one guy. Sorry, I'm off topic. One guy literally, one of my friends. He's like, "Oh, are you Puerto Rican or something like that?" I'm like, "How could you tell?" And he's like, "Your hair." I'm like, "Okay, then." Apparently, anyways, yeah. Anyways, beside the point. I love Miles Morales. I love Spider-Verse. I love Miles. He's cool. I love it and like the different stuff. I read some of the comics, I think. I do have some of the comics. I love Miles. He's gonna get his ass kicked. He's gonna get his ass kicked by Deku. And I'm not saying this in a sense of I don't want him to win. I'm not saying it in that sense. I'm saying it because there is a trend with Death Battle. And it is, if you can break reality, or the rules of reality. Hold on. Yeah. If you can break reality, or break the rules of reality, you win. That is usually the case. The only time that has not fucking worked was Ben 10 Alien Force. Or the Ben 10 versus, Green Lantern. That is the only time that it never worked. But I'm pretty sure like every time, if you ever see someone character where it's like, they tanked reality, they win. And I say this because Gear Shift, Deku's, I can't remember which quirk it is. Is it the 7th quirk? Gear Shift allows Deku to move at the speed that breaks reality. If I remember correctly, let me get the wiki up real quick. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay. Assimilated quirks. Oh, wait, where the hell is it? I just clicked it, and it just clicked away. What the hell? Assimilated quirks. Gear Shift. A quirk wielded by the second user, Toshikudo, whatever. Sorry if I messed that up. The quirk allows you to alter the speed of anything they touch, allowing them to accelerate the force of a target, either by enhance... No, wait. Let me see. Get out of here. Gear Shift allows you to change these speeds, ignoring the laws of inertia. Mind you, yes, like Deku, like, he loses air, I guess, but even then, he negates the laws of physics at one point. So, that alone is going to allow him to win. I already know this. And also, on different notes of different things as well. And I just want to go into this. Again, I haven't seen this yet. I'm just going to guess. Miles' invisibility, not going to help him, because Deku can create smoke, which can then outline Miles. On top of that, having danger sense, which even if it doesn't allow him to pinpoint where the enemy is, that mixed with the smoke would easily give that away. Not to mention, Venom Strikes will also give Miles away in his invisibility form. Deku's strength, even though Spider-Man is stronger in many ways, is extremely strong, Deku's strength is ridiculously powerful. And this is not even going into, like, him going 100% one for all, which I don't think he will in this case. We might get kind of a reference to it, but I'm going to go ahead and guess he's not going to go 100%, because if he did, he would completely destroy his body, because he never achieves 100% full power, but he has created foe 100%, which I still don't think is as strong as 100% one for all, but who knows? But after that, they're pretty much, Deku is one of the Spider-Men of My Hero. Like, Black Whip is webs, Danger Sense, Spider Sense, his agility is mixed with float, which also allows him to not touch the ground and makes his weight 0, which pretty much, if in space, if you just kind of push yourself off in space, you will constantly go forever. And that seems to be kind of what float allows him to do. So that mixed with gear shift, mixed with Black Whip, mixed with, air pushing himself off, he has a ridiculous range. Not to mention, he's far range and close range. I don't think, and the thing is, they're gonna go over stuff like, Miles channeled the cosmic, where is it? The cosmic energies of, Galactus or some bullshit. And it's like, yeah, he did, but that's a temporary power-up, so that's not gonna really matter. And Miles, maybe there's somewhere, he moved faster than the speed of light once. But Deku can move faster because of gear shift. But then also on that same note too, Miles, I don't think Miles has an ability that can break reality like gear shift can. And if you can break reality, you win in death battle. That's majority of how that works. That's why, when I watch, one that pissed off a lot of people, at least in my comment section, of Bowser and Eggman. Once they said Bowser can tank a black hole, I'm like, okay, we're done here. Bowser wins. There's nothing beating that. You're tanking reality, condensing in on itself at a single point. That's one of the most godlike things in the universe, and he tanks it like nothing. He wins. So, anyways, that's my theory. That's where I'm going with this. Let's see how it goes. The animation looks really cool. I like the 2D.
Miles Morales versus Izuku Midoriya.
Spider-Man versus Deku. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright, let's take this from the top again. This is Peter Parker. He was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for who knows how long, he's been the one and only Spider-Man.
A friendly neighbor to all of New York City. In a universe filled with super soldiers, hulking green Goliaths, and world-shattering gods, Spider-Man is there to look out for the little guy.
But in a multiverse of infinite possibilities, that doesn't always last forever. Like in Universe 1610, when NYC's Webhead got iced on the job.
The city was left without its
iced on the Webhead got iced in Universe 1610. When NYC's Webhead got iced on the job.
The city was left without its protector. But fortunately,
hold on a minute. Hold on a second. New York City, even in the Ultimate Universe, was left without a protector. In maybe the Spider-Verse one, and not in the Ultimate Universe, like the comic-wise, there's still 20 other heroes around the block.
Only one who got bit. Enter Miles Morales, a young teen from Brooklyn just trying to figure out his place in the world. And now he had it thrust upon him.
The canon event to start all canon events.
In this, I apologize. Herald of Anansi. Yep, I love that so much. That he's the herald of literally. If you don't know who Anansi is, he's the African god of storytelling and his trickster. Which I'm like, yeah, that's Spider-Man. If there was ever a god to be tied to Spider-Man, it'd be Anansi. And he's just, they say he's Spider, right? Spider God.
Now it was Miles' turn to be the hero.
Likes Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, JoJo's, Gwen, dislikes canon events, GameSpot, Paul. Everyone hates Paul. Is GameSpot the one that said the swagger of a black teen? Is that what
the Big Apple needed, and he had all the usual spider kit to help him out.
This spider carried the Oz formula, a genetics-enhancing serum that granted Miles superhuman strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron attraction to crawl along any surface.
And you can't forget that classic spider sense, an internal warning system that lets Miles know about incoming threats so he can react ahead of time. He even got an upgrade that acts like a radar, letting him see through stuff.
But no Spider-Person is complete without their web shooters. Given to him by Peter's Aunt May, these webs have all sorts of applications between swinging, grabbing,
Let's see. Radar, spider sense, wall crawling, super strength, agility, venom punch. Which also the radar, spider sense, I think he needs the focus to technically use the one where he can see through walls, which he's not going to get fighting Deku.
straining, projectiling, and being made into constructs.
Not
Like
having
exactly.
Peter around to show him the ropes made things a lot tougher, though. And between mishaps with wall crawling and web slinging, Miles got off to a rocky start.
Like any typical teenager, he had a lot of self-doubt.
The day. Oh, shit. But a day like this, I think it's the reason I'm not supposed to be Spider-Man.
Could he keep up in school? What was the right way to talk to girls?
And how could he live up to being Spider-Man when one of the villains he had to face turned out to be his very own uncle? Makes family dinner so awkward. All that, trying to kill you stuff.
Fortunately, Miles had a leg up on every other superhero known to man.
Living parents. Better
Well, about that.
yet, loving parents. They supported him when things got tough, even if they didn't always see eye to eye.
I love how they kind of showed they showed he's doing bad at school. It shows him with the 0%, but that's also when he got like 100. And then they showed the loving parents hugging him now of him being Spider-Man, but that was also a dream sequence kind of.
And thanks to them, he learned that the best way to be Spider-Man wasn't to do it like Peter, but to do it his own way.
And it helped that this particular spider had a bit more to its bite than Peter's. Miles has a variety of unique powers, like invisibility and venom.
Not like Tom Hardy, though it is weird to give your main power the same name as one of your bad guys.
Yeah, seriously. That voice, you're not. That voice. We are Venom. That voice, you're not him. I didn't think. Well, don't take this personally, but I'm really not a fan of symbiotes. I didn't think so. How dare you wear the uniform and fight for something that flies in the face of his entire deal? Damn. Okay.
Come on, Spike.
I gotta love how much Venom. I don't even know if that's actually Venom, but I love when Venom knows Peter more than anyone else.
Branding is important.
Miles can harness his own bioelectric energy and weaponize it.
Miles generates bioelectric needs, allows him to produce powerful Venom blast that can stun enemies and destroy technology. He can infuse his web threads with electricity, transmitting electrical shock. Which also, you could sadly say that like the Venom abilities are tied to the being able to stick to walls. Because apparently that's like, manipulating the electricity with your atoms and stuff. So,
which is especially effective against individuals with genetic mutations.
Punching, absorbing, blasting, mega blasting. Hell, he can even make electric constructs out of this stuff, like biowebbing and a damn sword. Jeez, what kind of spider was this?
It's not entirely science fiction. Studies have shown that certain species of spiders, such as the Linnaeus, have a process known as ballooning. By spinning a thread of their silk, they can use the Earth's natural electric fields to fly, traveling up to hundreds of miles. No pun intended.
Well, whatever kind of bite it was, it gave Miles the edge he needed to find his worth as Spider-Man.
Hell yeah.
Miles can dodge gunshots, missiles, and lightning bolts. He survived all sorts of beatings, including a building exploding on top of him.
Oh, gee,
Yeah.
Spidey could lift buildings and dodge light speed attacks, and Miles is more than a match for him.
Like the time he absorbed the energy of
while this feat was performed in Insomniac's Earth 11048, Miles Morales, the denizens of that universe are comparable to the powers of 616 and 161 counterparts in comic.
a bomb that was going to vaporize Harlem.
Area Harlem equals average height storage volume equals 3 million.
A blast that would have equaled 15 million. Blast that would have absorbed the energy of a bomb that was going to vaporize.
Volume steel vaporization is oh shit, yeah, that's a holy shit, that's a lot.
Harlem. A blast that would have equaled 15 million
Well, this okay.
tons of TNT.
He's getting kudos from a ton of
Luckily, you're with a real professional Spidey. Now watch. Is that MJ? Who's that?
older heroes too, becoming a member of the New Ultimates and the Avengers. He even helped form the Champions, a team of teenage superheroes with the likes of Miss Marvel and Ironheart.
The King of Wakanda himself even suited him up with some Wakandan vibranium.
The same stuff as T'Challa's own suit. This
Hell
super
yeah.
rare and tough metal can absorb kinetic energy and vibrational impacts.
Well, rare outside of Wakanda, but yeah, sure, rare.
It helps to regulate Miles's venom powers too, allowing him to better control his electrical output.
The vibranium installation allows you to have nearly 100% control over your powers out.
The vibranium is thinner to better fit his acrobat.
The fabric is thinner than my own, so as to allow you to, say, do whatever a spider. Oh, wait, don't both of you do flips and shit? Wouldn't that kind of wait a minute? Wouldn't you both have like similar? No, why do you make his thinner? Like, mind you, it's vibranium, so it's still gonna be stupid amount of protection, like, but also like you both have the same like agility and bullshit. The only difference is maybe you have harder claws to climb shit. Like, why does he need a thinner vibranium suit?
Fighting style, but it can still shake off most fatal attacks.
Let's see, was that supposed to hurt? The plan again, bullshit dog. Fix everything. Too cocky. Damn good.
It's like they're nothing. This
Love
stuff
the
is
art.
tough enough that Deadpool's swords have shattered against it.
Though it's not as
Yes,
durable
right.
as, say, Captain America's shield, and enough kinetic energy with
To be fair, Captain America's shield in the comics is part vibranium, part adamantine, which I think adamantine is harder? Because I think vibranium is not as hard, but it has the kinetic absorption, where adamantium is harder, but also heavier.
will overloading.
Don't be near it when it does, or you'll end up like the Falcon here when he used his vibranium wings to stop a bomb that was gonna blow up New York City. That's twice now. Does any other city have to deal with this stuff?
But when vibranium and
Well, Chicago has giant rats on motorcycles.
spider powers still aren't enough, Miles can push his electrical output into overdrive.
Giving him huge boosts in strength and speed, and making him a whole lot zappier.
Notice how none of Miles' abilities right now are breaking reality. That is not good for him.
It's your classic shonen power-up, and he knows it too. He's a bit of a weeb, and has a thing for mimicking some favorites.
Despite his initial insecurities,
It's funny too, because I always say yell Shidori when I play the Spider-Man games.
Miles has more than managed to live up to his predecessor, no longer standing in the shadow, but side by side.
Literally, his universe got blown up, and he was sent to the main 616 timeline, along with his family. And now it's him.
Mind you, let's capsulize this real quick. If I'm remembering correctly, again, I haven't read all of his Ultimate comics, but if I'm remembering this correctly, his mom died. His dad blamed him. I can't remember if his dad killed himself or something along the lines. He had a very shitty life in the Ultimate Universe, and then when he got pulled into the 616 universe after giving a dude a week-old cheeseburger he kept in his ass, he kept in his pocket, in his spider suit that is skin tight. Where did you hide that, Miles? And he gave it to this godlike being. I don't know how to say. He gave it to him, and he's like, "I like you, Miles. I'm gonna send you to 616 while your world is destroyed, and also bring back your dead parents." And now it's a lot better for him.
And Peter as a pair of spider bros.
Also, now apparently Gwen is down 616, which the biggest downside of that is they took away her venom, which I'm like, why? Because I like Gwen being one of the only spiders to actually have a healthy relationship with her venom, and was a part of her and gave her powers because she lost her powers a while ago. I love the hell out of it. I don't know why they took that away.
He's even become one of the
Blew up a giant symbiote dragon, lifted most of a building, took hits from giant woman, dodged missiles, lightning lasers, stopped the inheritors, saved the web of life, saved the alternate universe from his evil clone, won an Oscar, defeated the Prowler, Green Goblin, Venom, negative Sleeping King. That's all really, really cool. None of it breaks reality, and that is what's going to define this entire fight. Watch.
big players of the Spider-Verse, teaming up with all sorts of other Spider variants to defend the multiverse.
There's anime spider people, robot spider people, dinosaur spider people, spider people, a whole lot of them, each with their own way of getting the job done.
That one ate Peter and then thinks it is Peter, I guess.
Miles even led him into battle against the Inheritors, a bunch of interdimensional vampire assholes.
This is what Stan Lee was proudest of in his favorite superhero. Regardless of who they were, any sort of person could wear the mask and do the right thing. For so long as we stay true to ourselves and help others in our own unique ways, then anyone can be a hero.
Spider-Man, baby.
But what is a hero? To the citizens of Japan, there was no one more synonymous with the word than their symbol of peace.
Superman, All Might. This episode contains spoilers for the ending
of Japan. There was no one more synonymous with the word.
I might have to skip a little bit of that because I know what kind of happens, but not
numero uno. With a smile on his face, he could save anyone and win any fight, no matter what.
Or so it seemed. After a battle with his arch nemesis, All for One, All Might was grievously injured. His time as a beacon of hope was coming to an end, and he would need to find someone to pass on the torch.
In this world, most human beings evolved to have their own individual superpowers, or quirks, but not everyone is lucky enough to get one. Like this kid named Izuku Midoriya, or as local bully Bakugo like to call him, the good-for-nothing Deku.
Izuku wanted to save people just like All Might, but even his idol told him that he would have to give up on his dreams.
Fair food, Katsudon, Man's Angels. Oh, one of them.
Forever the beta male in the shadow of Bakugo and his Sigma quirk, until he got the chance to alpha up and lend his rival a helping hand, proving himself worthy of All Might's torch.
And so after months of training, Izuku was granted All Might's quirk, One for All. This power allows him to boost his strength to incredible heights.
This ability, and it kind of sucks. I know that it ends because I'm like, they even said if we pass on more people, it'll die. And I'm like, I love the ability, the idea that you could just they could pass on this power and it gets strong. Like, honestly, if there was a character I would think that should get this power after Deku, which I know it doesn't happen, but it would have been Eerie because her power to reverse time could negate some of the damage caused by One for All, and it'll also be a cool ability that used later on down the line.
Using it for smashing attacks named after specific U.S. locales, and a soccer club.
Or football, as they call it.
Straight punches, spikes, even finger flicks. One for All is the ultimate in strength-enhancing quirks.
The first time he used it...
Okay, hold on. Because that's the thing that always kind of bugged me. It's good for impact things. And I wouldn't say strength. Like, I guess maybe when you're using full cowling, it makes you stronger. But, that's the thing, it's not like you never see Deku. I don't think, if I remember, I don't think you ever see Deku, lift a building or whatever. It is more good for attacks, than it is for just, the standard strength quirk does, I think. I don't know.
Izuku destroyed this giant robot in a single blow, on accident.
Alright. Sorry, back. But... I completely ruined what I was thinking. But yeah, that's why there's it's a strength increasing quirk. I'm like, is it? I'm like, I guess kind of, but really only for sudden impact, never for actual strength. I don't know. Actual the idea of Deku be able to fly up and lift a plane kind of thing.
Robot in a single blow on accident. Too bad it wasn't the only thing he destroyed though. Damn, that looks like it hurts.
One for All's power was so great that the recoil would shatter Izuku's limbs when he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One for All could cause their body to explode. So Izuku would need to continuously train to master it at his Hero Academia.
Say that again.
UA High.
Here he'd be inspired by girly pop Uraraka to turn his zero name into his hero name, becoming the Deku who always does his best.
Something that he may have taken too far.
When it came to saving people, Do Your Best here had a bad habit of putting others way before himself. Sure, everyone else was okay, but he'd be good for nothing all over again if he got himself paralyzed.
So to cut down on his hospital bill, he developed full cowling. Instead of using his quirk in short bursts, he would continuously...
I don't know, does Japan have full health care? He might not actually have a hospital bill. That's more of an American thing. anyways,
the energy across his body at low percentages, using it for acrobatics inspired by Bakugo's explosive movements.
And with that new thinking came a new fighting style, shoot style. To use a stronger limb that'd be less likely
I
to
never
break,
caught on that shoot style was supposed to be football/soccer. I never caught that.
took a page from Nerd Emoji Ida's book and switched to focusing on kicks to pack in more of a punch. Yeah.
And that power would be needed. After a climactic battle with All For One, All Might would be forced into retirement, just a few months into Deku's training. Now it was his turn to face this demon lord.
But he didn't have to do it alone. Just as
yeah.
All Might had passed One For All onto Deku, it had been passed onto All Might by his master, and onto her by her master. One For All was a power that was built upon for generations.
The quirks of the previous users of One For All manifested in Deku, along with their spirits, or vestiges, to help him in his battle against All For One.
Black Whip gives him energy tendrils to swing her.
Quirks, One For All, Gear Shift, Fajin, Danger Sense, Black Whip, Smokescreen Flow. Also, another thing, because that's the thing, like they said, like One For All is a stockpile quirk. And I said this in another video, but I want to, if this gets comments, did no one else think that powers were going to transfer over? Like, I feel like when it said this is a stockpile quirk, and also I think also when they kind of showed the vestiges, at one point I'm just like, yeah, so he has other quirks, right? He should have all of their past quirks. Because it's a stockpile quirk, so it's stockpiled all of their powers. Because I think they even said at one point, this quirk stockpiles the powers of previous users. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it stockpiles their quirks too. Did I just misunderstand it and I just accidentally also guessed it? Like, I don't know. I always felt like, oh, like, so then he's gonna get other powers. I was surprised when like that was a big thing. I was like, oh, I thought that was right. Okay.
Around and restrain foes.
Make gauntlets.
They can also brace his arms and manually control his muscles if he can't move.
Float allows him to soar high into the sky. By combining it with controlled blasts of pressurized air, he can effectively fly.
Danger Sense detects incoming threats and unease, letting Deku react in advance. Though it's mostly like an alarm bell and doesn't tell him specifics like location or number of threats. Familiar?
Smokescreen lets him create a smokescreen, but he can use it at full blast to create a bigger smokescreen.
That's swell and all, but the real meat is in
which again can be used for invisibility.
Jin. After
oh yeah, that looks so freaking cool.
Building up kinetic energy within his body, Deku
Might has some of the best like anime poses in it, honestly. I think.
Unleash it for bursts of strength and speed.
He's combined it with Black Whip.
Although the one where he flies like an airplane to save Overhaul is very stupid.
To create
I think that like you could have changed that in the anime. I feel like made it look a little bit better.
Powerful black chain binding attack, and can use it in conjunction with full cowling to achieve foe 100%, equaling All Might's full level of power without any recoil.
He once used it to outspeed a bullet shot by Lady Nagant, a former hero turned villain who has a sniper rifle for an arm. I think I'm in love.
Nagant's
Me too, but it wasn't really for the gun.
bullet once
Also, holy shit, yeah, I love that scene.
crossed a distance of around 215 kilometers within a fraction of a second. That's 6,700 times faster than
Holy
sound.
shit.
And Deku was moving so fast, the bullet seemed like it was
that. I get it. It's maybe like it's supposed to set up like some, it's not supposed to look pretty. It's an in-between frame in a sense that we're just so happen to be privy to for how fast he's going. But god damn, it looks weird.
so fast, the bullet seemed like it was
It's not weird. It just looks. I don't know. It just looks. Doesn't look cool enough, and it feels like too silly.
standing still.
And he can go even faster than that with his final quirk, Gear Shift.
By touching a target, he can control its speed without abiding by the laws of inertia.
And that right there is going to win him this fight. Watch. That is what's going to win him this fight.
He can slow down foes to leave
He can already move faster than Mach 6,700. It's at 67,000. He's going to
them frozen in the air, or move so fast he can punch multiple times in an instant.
Even All For One's own protege Shigaraki couldn't track him, and this is a dude who can catch light speed laser beams.
It does have a
Deku can forcefully transfer vestiges. A One For All to an opponent to directly attack their soul, but he loses one of his quirks each time he... Oh, don't want to read that.
After 5 minutes of continuous use, Deku's body will catch up to his speed, suffocating him as his cells become unable to take in oxygen.
Not nearly as bad as
unlock One for All's full potential, became number 4 hero, obliterate. Well, he became number 4 hero after One for All, but yeah, I guess it's still part of it. Obliterate Dark Might's fortress, yeah. Flew nearly 200 kilometers in an hour. Sorry, hold on. 200 kilometers into miles. 124 miles. 124 miles in an hour. Okay, that's pretty fast. Survived the recoil of his attacks. Saved Eri, Koda, Aoi, and Leiden again. Defeated Shigaraki, all for one. Technically, this kind of mixes into one thing, but sure. Overhaul and Gentle. Technically speaking, it kind of mixes into all of these a little bit. If you think about it. Like, yeah, he defeated Overhaul by himself, yes, but also Shigaraki has half of Overhaul's quirk, so in a sense, these are kind of the same. But, you know, can hit you really hard. Yeah.
One for All was suffocating him, though. He's been doing all of this shit in just the 10th grade. I hadn't even figured out you can breathe through your nose at that point.
The pressure of having to save his friends, the country, the entire world weighed on Deku.
Now
So he
everyone's
left
manually
UA to
breathing.
fight this war alone.
Looking at him, you'd never guess he was a hero.
But alone was never where Deku fought best. Having come from nothing, his
God, if this one fight doesn't also show how insanely, stupidly strong Deku is, not even by the end, but near the end of the series, holy shit. I love this fight. I love watching, sometimes when I'm working out, I'll watch A and Bs with music playing, obviously it's an A and B, of this fight, because this fight is just that good. Hold on.
admiration for his peers gave him strength.
Almost there.
Just as they admired his strength and desire to help others. Even Bakugo came around to him.
So when it came time to finally
Yep.
put that demon lord back in hell, his classmates, teachers, mom, friends, enemy, and everyone else supported and cheered him on.
Hell
because
yeah.
that was the greatest threat to All for One's reign all along.
Not All Might, not Deku, not even One for All itself. Just people helping each other out. And with their help, Deku defeated All for One once and for all, blowing a hole in this huge storm and parting the skies for
Don't
a
want to
brighter
look too much
future.
about that.
But he
La,
did
la, la,
lose
la,
his
la.
quirk and have to retire from hero,
La, 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 la,
getting
la.
a regular
I kinda
9 to
knew a
5
little bit of
as
that
a teacher,
stuff, at least,
passing
you
on
know,
his
no
knowledge to
thing
the
there.
next generation, just like every user of
Polka
One
Dot
for All
Head, which I
before
don't want to be in
Some
the
might
next My
say
Hero.
he peaked in high school. If not for the sick new armor he eventually got to go back to kicking butt, he even made it all the way back near the top of the rankings.
all with the help of his friends. For so long as we keep reaching out our hands to help those in need, everyone can be a hero.
Hello, it's me, Store-Bought Benjamin. I know what you're asking. Benjamin, what are you wearing?
No, I'm asking, why the hell are you in front of me right now? Get the hell out of here.
.gg.
All right, the
All right,
commitments
let's
are
watch
set. We've
Deku
run the data through
beat
all
the shit out of Miles.
possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
As is right now, I love both sides. But again, the breaking reality is what's going to win this. Ooh, I love the art. That looks so sick.
You're more man and less spider than usual.
Whoa, I was looking for you! Care to show me what you can do?
All right, new guy. First,
Wait, is the set? Oh, what the hell? Why are you looking at him like that, Deku? Stop it! Stop looking at Miles like that. Is the death battle started by them just doing this? And Deku? Oh shit! Wait, I don't know.
lesson, don't watch the mouth. Watch the hands.
Now watch mine! Delaware!
Let's try that one more time.
Gosh.
I can't use my full power here. Gotta take this somewhere else. Oh, gross!
Oh shit! That's a good
You
move.
got skills, man. I like that.
I like the music playing too.
Oh, Mira.
You didn't hear it for the click? What? What was that? Wait a minute. What was that? There was a barcode. God, that is sick. Scan to win 100. Wait a minute. What is? Hold on. Is that? Wait a minute. That's Huntrix. Hold on. I want to see what this is. Hell yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters. Go watch that movie. It's freaking great. This is lead a death battle. You son of a glitch! Alright. The Huntrix!
I'm sure that you're really nice, but you can't cut it here in BK. I'm sure that you're all might, but I'm running away at the right play.
What?
That murderous stuttering fanboy, you already lost. You should take the hit.
I moved us to an abandoned part of the city so we can go all out! Because I always do my best!
Holy shit! I want to get this song. That was sick, Miles.
If I'm gonna do my best, I gotta do my own thing.
I'm sorry, Miles. This is where it ends.
Sarah was right! Your quirk is amazing!
Amazing is my buddy. They call me the ultimate Spider-Man.
How,
The
motherfucker?
suit has shock absorption, not nullification. So, it's got a limit.
Yeah. This is where it ends.
Un salto. Death Bang!
Go beyond!
Oh! No, yeah, okay.
Spider-Man, you really are
Ultimate.
the ultimate.
Yeah.
KO!
Yeah. Yeah. I told you!
Vaya con Dios, Aranya Hoven.
Let's start by talking about their superpower.
I didn't think that how it ended with that, but yeah. Again, I called this. I called this from the beginning.
Which matched up quite evenly.
If you can break reality, you win. That's it. That's the end of it. If you can break reality in a death battle, that's where you see. I bet if you look at every death battle, if there's some point where the character breaks reality, that's when they, like, in the powers, that is the winner of this fight.
Unsurprisingly,
The only time it didn't is literally Ben 10. For some stupid reason. Oh yes, he can survive. It's like, shut the hell up. Ben can literally rewrite reality as Alien X. He could literally write the Green Lanterns out of existence. Not when the world destroyed, as in he'd go back in time and just kill the green monster that creates the... Anyways. Or he just erases it and it doesn't exist. Anyways.
given the not-so-subtle inspiration for Deku's quirks, though they did have some edges over the other.
The spider sense gave Miles more insight on his
Miles is the herald of a Spider-Gwen Anansi. Anansi is largely a supportive mentor rather than direct combat on Miles' behalf. However, Miles' statue as his herald could theoretically grant him spiritual protection from being attacked by one for all's vestiges. Yeah, you're stretching there, bud.
surroundings and threats than danger sense, which has been working.
Especially because it's... I'm gonna go ahead and guess when Deku uses that, also he wouldn't use this against Miles. When he used it against him, it wouldn't, like, it's not necessarily a spiritual attack. I'm gonna go ahead and guess it's more attacking you almost kind of mentally, kind of. It's not his actual soul.
Worked around before.
This meant Miles' invisibility was harder for Danger Sense to detect when he wasn't attacking, while the Spider Sense's radar system allowed him to find Deku in a smokescreen. But Izuku's other quirks granted him advantages of his own.
Float was a lot more mobile than Webs, and Fa-Jin gave a bigger boost in strength than Venom did. Since both had some advantages and disadvantages, we're gonna call superpowers a tie.
That's bullshit, but okay.
Speed.
While Venom is effective against genetic mutants, it can be resisted by those with durability of pain intolerance, such as Ultimate Green Goblin. Deku has withstood electric attacks from Shigaraki in 9. Even if a Venom strike did paralyze Deku, he could puppet his body with overlay. Yeah,
Scaling to Peter, Miles could dodge light speed attacks, which actually outpaced Izuku moving faster than that sniper bullet. Fortunately for Deku though, that wasn't his
I told you! I fucking told you!
best.
Thanks to Gear Shift, Deku could speed himself up to match Miles the same way he did to the light-catching Shigaraki.
told you.
Even worse for Spidey, one touch from Gear Shift could freeze him in place and make dodging totally impossible.
Yeah.
So speed
Again,
goes to Deku.
That alone, that's the win. That's the win right there. Break reality, you win.
For skill, Deku was incredibly talented at analyzing an opponent's abilities and coming up with strategies on the fly.
But Miles' powers and fighting style gave Deku few immediate openings.
Deku may have received more formal training at UA, but he was ultimately only active in hero work for a little under a year.
Meanwhile, Miles has been handling everything from neighborhood crooks to multiverse-ending gods for significantly longer.
It's close, but with his greater experience, skill goes to Miles, and that means the
I can
biggest
believe that. Miles has been trained Captain America, Colleen Wing, Misty Knight, Black Panther, while his training is arguably not as intensive as Deku's full-time study at UA. He's not experienced by any means.
deciding factor is raw strength.
And that was no contest.
Yeah.
Miles absorbing the energy of that bomb was nothing to scoff at, but overwhelming power is what One For All is all about.
When Deku defeated All For One, the energy needed to part those clouds with his punch had a yield of 362 billion tons of TNT, smashing the bomb Miles absorbed out of the water.
But it wasn't as simple as that. Miles is wearing a vibranium suit after all, so the question wasn't necessarily who was stronger, it was if Miles' suit was tough enough to continuously absorb Deku's blows.
When the Falcon protected New York from that city-destroying blast, it had a yield of 546 megatons.
Miles' bomb absorption feat was nearly fatal. Furthermore, 546 megaton yield of vibranium durability was high in calculation. The energy to simply render New York uninhabitable is far less. Even analyzed generously, Miles' strength and armor is much weaker than One For All. Yeah.
Impressive, but Deku defeating All For One was still over 600 times stronger than
Woof. Woof, woof, woof. Jesus.
Vibranium's limit.
And Deku did that with One For All's embers, not the full package.
And remember, the vibranium in Miles' suit was much thinner than what Falcon and Black
Which makes zero goddamn sense. Because literally, if there was ever another character, there's two characters, that I would say both have almost the exact same, Spider's being a little bit better, almost have the exact same agility as each other and probably would match each other very well in like a parkour race across the city. It'd be Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Daredevil. All three, like, it makes no sense you would give him a thinner version. Because, as far as I understand it, Black Panther is still an agility-based hero, is he not? Am I missing something here?
Panther had, making it unlikely it could absorb as strong of a blast.
It's there to provide more protection, sure.
Your units should allow you to have nearly 100% control. It didn't show Miles' dead corpse.
But there was no way it could survive all of what Deku could dish out.
In this superpowered battle, it was Izuku's overwhelming speed and immense strength that made him the winning hero.
And the morales of the story is...
The winner is Deku.
I called this shit immediately. Like, when I first saw people talking about this, and like, who would win? I'm like, really? It's that, really? Like, really? That's that, like, I could, anyways. I could bring up a Twitter post where I'd be like, yeah, no, this is how Deku's gonna win. like, Gear Shift alone was enough to do it, to allow him to outpace Miles. Yeah, maybe in a longer fight it wouldn't, but I don't think a longer fight would last that long with Gear Shift. Even then they said, like, all he needed to do was touch Miles and just click! Oh man, you're now frozen in place. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you now. Like, and again, I'm saying this from 100% the spot of, I love Miles. I know this is Miles G. Morales, but I love Miles. I would be Miles in a movie. I would love to do that. But I also really love Deku, and I love all of his abilities and powers. I love One For All. Freaking amazing. But I call that immediately. Again, other than when he gains cosmic powers, there was nothing he had that could outmatch Gear Shift. And then, like, they even said, I brought up the strength thing. The strength one, that's really up in the air, honestly, I feel like, because it is very much like, it's not strength as in strength, but it's strength as in, you know, he can create a shockwave with a punch. Which, honestly, is explosion power, which they kind of show, like, the insanity of that. But yeah, like, without the vibranium suit, that probably would have ended a lot quicker. But yeah. This was a good fight. This was honestly a good fight. I like the animation. It's obviously not as clean as something like Spider-Verse, but like it is still really good. I really like the what is it, the cell shading on the models, and like I could see where like some things they were kind of going for. But yeah, this was a cool fight. I like this one. This might be my favorite death battle. Because this is a death battle where I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, I 100% see why. Like, at the very end, I was like, maybe, I was thinking like, oh, is the vibranium suit gonna, like, able to save him? But then I was like, oh, no, it's gonna explode. But yeah, like, this is probably my favorite death battle. From the music playing in the background, to the art style of it, like, I think it's probably my favorite death battle. It was fun. Anyways, tell me what you guys think on below. Thanks for watching. I will be reviewing shows like Super Crooks as well as other things soon, so more reviews and reactions. I can do the Jurassic Park one. But anyways, thank you for watching. Share all my videos. Hopefully enjoy this, and we will. See you later. But yeah, in either case, Spider-Man won. And I say that because both of them are Spider-Man.